everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout for Bella Blvd using the To the Moon collection. We were given quite a challenge today. We were asked to make a fall or autumn layout using the To the Moon collection. Well, as most of you probably know, that the To the Moon collection is quite space themed, so this was a little challenging, but you know, like a challenge. I turned to the coordinating Bella Besties To the Moon pack that goes with the To the Moon collection, and I pulled out some papers from there. So I have got the ombre orange, and I've got the ombre green and ombre yellow to work with. Okay, and what I decided to do was, I have a photo of my children eating corn from a recent trip to a sunflower farm, and I decided to go looking to see if I could make an origami corn, and I found a tutorial online on YouTube, which I will link to below, which was really cute and really easy to follow, and really effective. I love it when things work like that. A lot of origami things are 3D, and obviously because this is scrapbooking, I wanted it to be flat. So I was delighted to find this tutorial, and it worked beautifully. And it was just so perfect with my photos. So I had to start off with 3 by 3 inch squares, and then I made a smaller one with a 2 by 2 inch square. I needed a yellow square and a green square, and then you can just follow the tutorial in order to make them as well. And I used the heart side of the hearts and ombre paper for the corn, because the little hearts on the corn look like the kernels. Awesome. Yeah, I absolutely love these little corn on the cobs. They're so cute. Okay, so I'm using the To the Moon striped paper, and on the orange ombre side of the Besties paper, that's going to be my background, and I've cut out the 3 colours from the stripes that I thought would work well with this layout. So I've got orange, green and yellow, and I'm just distressing the edges of those, and I'm going to stick them at different heights onto the background. I've also pulled out a piece of green spotty paper from the To the Moon collection as well, and a piece of yellow paper with orange circles, the interlocking circles, and I'm going to use that on the layout as well. So here we go. Skip forward a little bit here. I've made some more corns, and I've got my paper strips in place. The green one, the dotty green one, is going to sit on top of the solid green one, I liked these strips on the background. Well, I'm kind of creating a bit of a scene. It's a bit of an abstract scene, but the ombre paper in the background reminds me of a sky. So I know it's orange, not blue, but the light at the top going down to dark reminds me of like a landscape, and then the different heights of the strips reminds me of kind of like corn growing at different heights, or sunflowers growing at different heights. And we were at a sunflower farm, so that kind of works for me. So I wanted to have these in the background. It just felt like it went well. So yeah, that's why I did that. Distressed the edges of all of them and stuck them in place. And then I realised that when I wanted to embellish this layout, I'm probably not going to have any embellishments from the To the Moon collection that are going to work that well. I do have a look through later, but I decided I needed something more than just the stripes on the page, and the 3 little corns. So I went looking for a cut file on the Silhouette Design Store. All the Bella Blvd ones are on there, and I found 3 cut files. One was the plain leaves, one was the different shaped leaves, and one was the apples and pears. Well, actually, there was 4 cut files because they were 2 separate ones. And I'll link those below, or I'll put the names below. Yeah, so I cut them, I basically arranged them onto the remaining part of the yellow ombre paper and the green ombre paper that I had. So I arranged a whole page of leaves onto the yellow and a whole page of leaves onto the green, and cut them out using my Silhouette machine. And that way I ended up with lots of little embellishments that I could use on the layout. And because of the ombre nature of the paper, I had lots of varying colour tones as well. So that gave me a nice range. They weren't all just one solid colour; they were different tones. So has worked really nicely. So okay, you can see I'm just spending a bit of time arranging the leaves. I want a big spray of leaves around my photo, and I'm just kind of like poking them all in under the photo, arranging them, wondering if I should put them in under the layers, but I decide that I'm going to take them all off again and stitch them, and then I'm going to rearrange them slightly differently, although really quite similar to what I've already got there, but they do end up slightly different. So I have now stitched through all of the leaves. I did those before sticking them onto the paper. I used a sewing machine and gold thread. Because it's a metallic thread, it's a We Are Memory Keepers one actually, and it's designed for sewing machines, but it runs through the machine better if I put a bigger needle in the machine. So that's just a little tip there. If you struggle with metallic thread in your sewing machine, get a bigger needle, and I tell you what, it absolutely solves that problem completely. So I switched over needles and did some sewing on all of the leaves, just through the middle vein. And then I rearranged them onto the layout. So I have like a big cluster on one side and a big cluster on the other side, with my photo in the middle, with my 3 little corns either side of the photo, kind of framing the photo. I have got the word perfect. That's an acrylic title. It was the right colour, and I thought it was a cute little word to use there as my title. Because it was going over lots of different colours, I thought it would be best if I mounted it first onto white card. So I just stuck it onto a piece of white card using Glossy Accents glue. Let it dry for a bit, and then I fussy cut around it, which gave it a lovely white border and meant that it could read really well against the different colours behind it. So that's just going to get stuck at the bottom there. Now I've reached for some of the corrugated heart embellishments. I've got a little tag there from the To the Moon ephemera, and I've also got the green and yellow hearts, corrugated hearts, and I've got the craft corrugated hearts. I've also pulled out my trinkets puffy stickers as well, in the hope that I can use some of those. On the corrugated hearts, you get enamel dots too, so I've just added a few of those, dotted a few of those around the layout. I've kind of created a horizontal element going across the page with the 2 sprays of leaves, yeah, so I've just dotted the enamel dots around there, adding a few more of the hearts, and the heart and the trinkets as well, some flowers and some hearts too. Just adding in my title. I've forgotten to stick it down, so I'm just raising it up on foam pads and going to get that stuck in place. I really like that tip for the title. It really does make it a big difference having the white border there. So yeah, and then of course that means that it's easy to attach to the layout because you can just raise it on foam pads. Okay, so just handwriting in a little bit of journaling underneath my title there with a grey journaling pen, and that's me done. I did actually also splatter the leaves with some Distress Oxide ink as well, off camera, but that's the only other thing that I did. You can see some of my stitched leaves there. Okay, so I hope you have been inspired to use your collections in a different way today. Thank you very much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Bella Blvd.